Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and it looks like we've got some rather big news. Another Old World Almanack the day before the pre-orders, focusing on the Arcane Journals. So remember that you're going to be able to pre-order these Arcane Journals tomorrow and purchase them whenever you want. So yeah, let's talk about this because this seems to be the new system for Warhammer Fantasy going forward. Alright, so Arcane Journals are softback supplements that are designed to work alongside the army lists in Forces of Fantasy and Ravening Hordes, containing supplementary background and imagery and additional rules that complement these details through extra equipment, special characters, and army lists. The Arcane Journals are not required to play your chosen faction in Warhammer the Old World. The two main army lists contain a complete set of rules for each army, including unique spells that supplement the 8 laws in the core rulebook, for instance the Law of Nehekara and the Law of the Lady, unique abilities like Knightly Vows and Resurrecting the Fallen, and faction-specific special rules like Arrows of Asp, Blessing of the Lady, etc. Okay, so all the main stuff is on Forces of Fantasy and Ravening Hordes. So what this means, at least to my understanding, is that the supplement books are going to work very much like Storm of Chaos, but just individual books rather than one book with loads of different faction rules. In a way to explain this for people who haven't played tabletop before and are looking to get into Warhammer the Old World specifically, all your core rules are in the main books, but new factions will be in these supplement books. So yeah, I mean this works perfectly well, again, Storm of Chaos style. And this is an example of the pages that we can see which show us heraldry, the colours and so on, so you can make your schemes to follow a specific dukedom, different types of lore to explain the faction. It's just a shame that Games Workshop's website is literally just potato images. They never upload something really high quality, so it just doesn't look well in the videos. But yeah, I mean this is super cool. The yellow and black style, that's so cool. As you guys have seen from my community tab, I've been painting a Quran theme, which is red and blue, but when I finally get some time, I really want to do black and yellow because I really want to do like a Musalon theme list. Right now, Musalon is light blue and white though, but I feel like soon in the timeline is when we actually see the fall of Musalon. Alright, we get a little bit more detail here. However, Arcane Journals do provide different ways to play and new ways to build your force via themed army lists with their own mustering rules. These armies of infamy differ from the main list in meaningful ways due to their geographic location, the unique tactics employed by certain generals, or the formation of historical retinues for notable characters. This is really cool. Again, 6th edition Storm of Chaos style. It looks like they're really pushing towards the 6th edition style. We've seen the battle report that they've posted too. Again, very similar. For example, the Bretonnian Exiles are forces under the command of a banished lord, a knight who has committed some transgression against Code Chivalric and been booted out. Shorn of their honor, these lords are now free to hire bloodthirsty mercenaries and employ border prince bombards as they attempt to claim glory or just a new land to rule, taking up the vow of the exile instead of their regular chivalric vow. Okay, so we got it here, the exile's vow. The Exile's Vow is a chivalrous vow as described on page 108 of Forces of Fantasy. It's going to be a big book. A model with this chivalrous vow has the Stubborn and Veteran special rule. Ooh. In addition, a model with this chivalrous vow does not have to make a panic test when a friendly unit with either the levies or peasantry special rule is destroyed whilst within 6 inches of it, or when it is fled through by a friendly unit with either the levies or peasantry rule. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. So you can ignore peasants when they die. I imagine the baseline Bretonnia is going to have that too, because, yeah, who cares, right? It's peasants. But yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I wonder what we're going to be able to see as mercenaries. Mercenaries are going to be really interesting, see if they're actually viable. But yeah, let's continue. The Tomb Kings can use rules found in their own Arcane Journal to field Nehekaran royal hosts, the elite retinue of an influential Tomb King or priest. The monarchs who lead these armies are often tutored in the secret language of the priests of the mortuary cult, while their legions of skeletal and tomb guard chariots, pulverize their rulers' enemies under hoof and wheel. These variant army lists are a great way to add narrative element to your collection and stretch your skills by undertaking projects such as creating an Eritrea crusade that features a rainbow of unique heraldry. Yeah, sounds great. Okay, and here we have a new rule. Grind them down. Whilst within the general's command range, friendly models whose troop type is Chariot may re-roll the dice when rolling to determine the number of impact hits they cause. Alright, that's actually pretty good, because generally Impact hits were what? D3 in Warhammer Fantasy, so I'm assuming it's going to be the same way. So if you end up rolling a 1 or a 2, which would be a 1 naturally, you can choose to reroll and possibly get some more impact hits. That's actually really good for Tomb Kings. They would desperately need something like this. Yeah, super happy about that. Each Arcane Journal also features one historical recreation scenario. For the Kingdom of Bretonnia, that's the Battle of Matorea. Set during a seismic war in the Border Princes, this scenario pits a modest force led by Sir Cecil Gaston, the Wormslayer, fighting tooth and nail against the colossal Kemrin host led by Cetra the Imperishable, as the Duke of Brion and Lady Elise Ducard ride out to save him. I'm kind of keen to get more, like, historic battles. That's actually kind of cool. It should provide special rules in terms of deployment and so on, which, yeah, you could actually use without using those armies, if you get what I mean. But that's pretty cool. Alright, let's continue. It features mustering rules for each force, as well as a battlefield map and special rules, there we go, that represent the conditions of battle, providing unique challenges that differ from the missions in the core rulebook. I have some sneaky feeling that Watchtower is back and my heart is going to break like 50 million times. Each Arcane Journal will feature one of these historical recreations. Okay, and you can just have the first one on us. Click the download button below. It provides the instructions playing the scenario with armies of your choosing. We'll talk about that in just a little second, but yeah, that sounds really, really exciting. Each Arcane Journal contains rules for notable special characters such as the Green Knight, Elise Ducard, Nekaf the Emissary of Cetra, and Cetra the Imperishable himself. There's also additional magical weapons, armors, standards, and other enchanted items for the featured faction. And this goes in pre-order tomorrow. So yeah, enjoy yourselves, guys, if there's anything that you see there that you're really interested in. But now we have to talk about the, scenario. Alright, so we have the scenario here, which is pretty good deployment there. We've got the defender's position. This is at the bottom, by the way. Then defensible position and attacker's deployment. Ooh, okay, so 9 inches from the side. This is a 6x4, I'm imagining. This looks like a 6x4 format. The attacker needs to have 3,000 points of Tomb Kings. Really, really interesting there. That's a pretty big force, though. But the defenders also have 3,000 too. The main force for the defenders should be 1,750 points, using the list from the Bretonnian Exiles Army of Infamy, so you have to use that. The general of this army must be Sir Cecil Gaston, the Wormslayer. Okay, super doable. And then the rescue force is 1,250, which has to be from the Errantry Crusade. Okay, so you actually have to use both armies of infamy here. And that's going to be using, the general is the rescue force, a duke mounted on a royal Pegasus representing the Duke of Brion. Oh, we're not getting a named character for him then. Shame. And we must also include Lady Elise Ducard, which is a Forge World Resin mini, by the way. But there is an alternative down there. Alternatively, the scenario may be played with any two armies of the player's choosing, in which case the defenders must spend around 25% and 33% of their army's point value on the allied contingent to act as a rescue force. So 3,000, 3,000, and then you kind of make it a little bit easier for you. Okay, I mean, that's kind of cool. I like the idea of an allied contingent. I like the idea of just, you don't have to play Bretonnian Tomb Kings. This could be really fun. As you guys know, or if you don't know just yet, I finally got the keys to a small office space to do battle reports. We're going to talk about that later down the line because there's a few things I want to talk about soon. But yeah, this might be a fun thing to do. Just don't have a lot of colorful guys at the moment because I've mostly repainted a lot of my Bretts. Which in all honesty kind of works out because I've gotten better at painting. So yeah. This is honestly really exciting. It just feels so real now. Obviously the pre-orders go live tomorrow and launch is on the 20th, but it just feels so real seeing scenarios and everything. I'll have a link to the article where you'll also be able to download this for yourself for free in the description below, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are you hyped about this? I know some people have been a bit iffy about the prices, which I completely understand. Still cheaper than buying a box of heavy intercessors. 5 models for 50 quid, right? It's a bit dear. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.